Oh, they just run out. Okay. What, 1, 2, 3 ships? It's not bad. You know, the bad thing is, once I get done with the Blue Water Fleet, I gotta go to the Coastal Fleet for some of these things, so... What are these AA guns looking like? 4 cannons in each, and it looks like... Oh, no, there's one there too. Okay. And I imagine these double as arty pieces as well. Yes, they do. That's nice. Don't mind me, Chris. I'm just looking at all the weird Russian shit. Like, I'm just looking at this thing and looking at how weird it looks. Because, like, obviously this thing, there is no way it was built during World War II. Maybe the hull of it, but definitely not the rest of it. I have to admit, though, out of all the things that are on these old Russian ships and stuff, I absolutely adore their cannons. I just love the look of them. I mean, they just look so cool. And fancy. Not really fancy, but... What are they anyway? 180? I don't know what inch that is. Oh well, I'm screwed. I can't really do anything about it. I guess I get to die a lot. I guess. I don't know. Sorry if I don't seem like I'm in a very good mood, but I immediately get on the Discord this morning and somebody already starts with their smart mouth, so I'm not exactly in a good mood. And the bad thing is, this person, they're almost... This guy doesn't ever show up. He's gone for like months and months on end. And then he randomly pops up out of nowhere and immediately starts running his mouth. I do like a joke in the Discord every now and then where I'm like, guys, I don't feel good. Or I'm like, guys. And they're like, what? I'm like, I don't feel good. And I do like a little like joke where I'm like, oh no, it's happening. And like I do a Van Helsing werewolf transformation gif and send it. And he starts running his mouth about, oh, look, it's a little pup. Or his inner pup came out. And it's pissed me off to a point to where I just said that I'm going to start banning people who are not there for months and months on end, and then decide to come in just to cause trouble, which is exactly what he's doing. Because he's never there. Like, ever. Like, we're talking... Alright, so who hasn't been here in the streams for, like, a while? Let's use Ryan as an example, although I don't believe he actually comes in to cause trouble. You know how Ryan's not always here. But he'll come in. So imagine this person as Ryan, but immediately all he starts trying to do is cause trouble. That's who this person is. That's how this person is. Also, might I add, the Russians got an Italian vessel. They stole the Italian vessel. I have to admit, though, and this better not ever be said to me, or I better not hear about it ever, Chris. I love the fact that Russia gets a British, I think it's a, what's the class of this vessel? Royal Sovereign or whatever. Royal Sovereign class? I don't know what the actual class is. But I love the fact that they get one. I love these particular battleships. I always did. I loved them in the Atlantic Fleet. And, matter of fact, this is the exact same model that they used in World of Warships. Not World of Warships, Battle of Warships, which is like the knockoff tablet version of World of Warships. And it was, they gave you this, and I think it was either the Z-15? It was the Karl Gassler. That was the name of the ship from Germany, and that was like the two vessels they give you to start with. And I loved this thing until they changed the model on it, and I didn't like it very much. But I loved it. It was fun. I'm just going through and looking at all the cool vessels. I've already kind of looked at these, so I'm probably looking forward with the British. I'm probably looking forward to rank 5 the most. Because, I mean, the Dreadnought even though it was scrapped and everything. I love the Dreadnought. I think I'll always love the Dreadnought. But the funny thing is like the Dreadnought wasn't really like I don't really remember what it was that made the Dreadnought so special according to everyone else, considering when you look at everything else that the British designed, there are arguably better designs that were made. Also, look, HMS Glorious. Very much coastal. I swear this thing was designed with the idea of coastal defense. There's no way it wasn't. I mean, there is no way you send this thing out to actually fight in a battle. Either that or they were like midway through building it and they're like, well, we need an aircraft carrier. Let's abandon this, just put some turrets on it, and we'll say that it's built so that we can reconvert it or something. Ugh. If I'm being honest with you, I don't blame you. I think the Belfast is a very beautiful vessel. The only thing I can say that I don't like about the Belfast is, you see how they have the funnels on the Liverpool? I very much prefer that design over the Belfast's design. I don't know why, but for some reason the funnel being like right here just looks better to me. Like it looks like it's supposed to be there. On the Belfast, it just looks like they slapped the funnel somewhere and said, yep, that'll work. It reminds me of something I would have built on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Like I'm slapping funnels everywhere just trying to make it work. I always find it interesting, though, because if you look close, the Belfast's middle gun looks like it can elevate higher. But it's not that it elevates higher. If you pay close enough attention, the middle gun is slid back further in the turret than the two side guns. So that's why it looks like that, because it has to elevate the same amount as these two cannons. I love that little detail like that. Little details like that make me happy with Gaijin, honestly. It's a cool vessel. I don't know why, but this style of bridge for the British, I love it. Like all the ships that have that style of bridge, I absolutely love them, and I have no idea why. Ah, yes, the Queen Mary. To the castle! This, I don't care what anyone says, is a castle. Can we call it the castle? Chris, you can go inside the turret, well, the rear turret of the USS Laffey. So, I mean, I'm assuming you can probably go through, like, battleships and stuff like that. I'm assuming they allow you to go into any of them. I wonder if you can do it with the USS Texas. That's something I'd love to know. Hey, look, the Rodney. Yeah, I think the funny thing I find about the Rodney is it's very obvious they have a plane catapult on the turret. But you want to know the one thing that I've always just, like, has boggled my mind why they did it like that. Alright. I can deal with the gun setup on the back. But why is this turret not sitting on a higher barbette so it can fire over this one? Because if you're going full forward, you've only got 2 guns that you can train. You have to go full broadside with this thing in order to fire all the guns, and that's going to make you exposed. I don't like that. The repulse. I don't care what anyone says, the repulse is such a beautiful vessel. I think the other one was the Renown. Also, is that like anti-air guns, or is that a secondary battery? I can't tell. Hold on, let me look. Actually, if I'm being honest, as an American, more guns make me happy, so yay. And they actually, it looks like they moved, or were going to move, because they got the seaplane launcher retractor thingy here, so they've probably got a seaplane launcher. I'm just not seeing it. You know, there's one thing missing, Chris. They don't have anti-airs on the secondary battery. I'm sorry. I love making you angry. It's like a good pastime for me for some reason. The HMS Warspite. HMS Hood. Oh no, we got shot in the middle of the... Oh, I'm sorry, I had to make that reference. You know, I gotta know. I want to see if they modeled it correctly, because if I remember correctly, the shell that went in was like, if I remember where I read about it, when the Bismarck hit it, it was like right here, or like right here, and it went straight through the deck, hit the ammunition, and from the accounts that I've read, the crews watched. I think it was, there's been statements from the Prince of Wales, and I think some Bismarck and Prince Eugen survivors that stated that, like, you watched the whole ship just blow into the air, and it just split in half in the air, and within seconds it was gone. Like, it was just gone. Probably, like, one of the most beautiful vessels, but it was a very, very dumb decision to send it in to go after a battleship. Especially one that was more modern than it, probably had better rangefinders and things like that. I mean, I know they were planning, if I remember correctly, they were planning on actually refitting the hood again right before they sent it after the Bismarck, and then, oh no, we can't refit a sunk ship, can we? I mean, I'm sure you can try. Honestly, though, like, what happened to the hood is really crazy to me. Because do I think the Bismarck could have sunk the hood even without the lucky shot? Yes, I do believe that with every fiber. You're putting a battleship up against a battle cruiser. Not only is that battle cruiser old, but the armor quality on it is lacking at that point because they had to take it out in order to fit all the other stuff just to keep the tonnage right. So it was a stupid decision, even without that lucky shot, to send the hood after it. Now, if the Prince of Wales would have been working at full capacity, I believe it would have been more of a fair fight. But the problem was, from what I've read, the Prince of Wales was having technical issues with the turrets because it was a fairly new vessel. There was something wrong with the turrets, if I remember correctly, and they couldn't actually fire. And when the hood got sunk, they were so stunned that they turned and left. Like they noped out of there faster than I think I've ever seen anybody nope out of there, you know? But I will say this. The hood did land a shot, and it's because of the hood that the Bismarck kept getting attacked. Because the hood hit a shot, and it punctured a hole in the oil tanks for the Bismarck, which meant not only were they draining fuel, but they were also leaving a trail for the British to follow. So even though the hood had died, it was still because of the hood that the Bismarck was sunk, which is crazy when you think about it. Because if you think about it, all right, if that one shot hadn't hit the oil tanks in the Bismarck, it would have disappeared, and if it would have taken damage, it would have been able to get to a port, repair itself, and it would have been able to get out of there. So it is still because of the hood, in my opinion. You know, yeah, people glaze the swordfishes because of the fact that they took out the rudder and all. Yes, okay, yes, that happened. But they would not have been able to find the Bismarck had it not been for the oil leak that I think it was a scout plane or something followed to find the Bismarck and relay its coordinates. And you know the thing that actually killed the Bismarck, and I chuckle when I hear this. It wasn't the fact that the Bismarck didn't have enough anti-air to take out the swordfishes. It was because of the fact that the swordfishes were so slow, the new modern AA that the Bismarck was using could not lock onto them to kill them. So for once, the British using old and outdated junk actually saved their lives. It's like one of those things where it's like, no, that's crazy. So much for that modern AA being good, huh, Chris? I think Hans found out a little too quickly that their stuff wasn't as good as they hoped it would be. Anyway, are you ready to test out the ships? The rest of them, the new ones? I still have 3 more Russian ones that I have to test: the new British ones, the new Japanese ones, the Italian, and the French ones. So yeah, I got a lot to test. And right now we're only testing. We are only testing AA capability right now. It's more or less the two tests that I give out is AA capability and then the capability of Haku's here. Bro pops in when we start saying custom ships. I've never seen that man just pop in so fast. Right now, Haku, we're doing AA versus the new ships. That I got yesterday. Alright, I gotta start with this one because this was the new one.
Местам стоять, якорь сниматься. Самый полный.
Helicopters versus Bismarck. I don't even think they allow helicopters, do they? In naval battles, do they even allow helicopters? That was what I was asking, is if they, yeah. That sucks, honestly. I think and see, that's one thing they need to add. Because in modern times, and even on the Iowa classes, they have helipads. So there is no reason why it is that we shouldn't be allowed to use helicopters in naval battles. Other than the BR issue, I guess. I guess that's probably the reason, because the BR issue would be an issue. But they could take the BR down for them. It wouldn't take them much time to do that for naval. Also, might I just say, this is a very beautiful looking naval vessel. Even for Russia's standards, this is very nice. To me, this thing reminds me a lot of like the Russian version of the Gearing class, honestly. I don't know, the people that play them. That was not a jab at you, Haku, I promise. Hey Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how accurate would you say my... Well then. Wow, that thing failed miserably. I was about to say, hey Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how accurate would you say my guns are? And then I watch you drop a bomb on my face. This is a custom battle. We don't take these into actual battles because that's just a waste of time. Literally, because you wait about 5 hours before you actually get anywhere. You know, he wasn't kidding yesterday when he said about 15 gun broadside. Dear God. I do have to admit, the 3 funnels on this thing looks really nice. Just a good profile. Oh, Chris, I'll be waiting. Just don't forget, I'm a cruiser. Cruisers are dangerous. I think Chris has figured out what the weakness to the Russian ships. Never mind. Oh no, bomb! Again! Straight in the nose! Why does that work so well? Now this one's the one that I'm probably looking forward to seeing how well it works. Here you go, we're just gonna... Okay, yep, this one's a little bit better. Holy boat. You know what the thing is, though? If I would have had that boat broadside, y'all would have not made it. That's the one thing I can say that I can say positively. Y'all would have not made it if I would have had that thing broadside. It's one of the things I'm noticing. Like, if on Russian ships, if you come at the nose or at the bow, or the stern, really, there's not as many anti-air that can train onto you. So then you just end up having the issue where it's just like, oh yeah. I love the fact though that this thing gets put into the BR that it's at, but I feel like this thing is like post World War II design. Oh my. Yeah, Haku's bombs didn't make it, but thank you for trying. Matter of fact, my ship actually shot his bombs out of the air, so that was entertaining to watch. There's one naval vessel for Russia that has like a really good fire rate on it. I just can't remember what it was. Hey Chris, would you say that this thing's arguably better than the other three we've tested so far? No more weaknesses, no more weaknesses. The only weakness that I'm really seeing for this thing is if you fly fast enough, the guns can't train on you. They're not very fast, but they're not upgraded either, so... Wait a minute. Guns, please rotate. Right now. Forward gun, you better rotate. No, Oh, that's a bomb. Goodbye. I think it morphed into the bow. That's not fair. Alright, I gotta grab my British stuff now. Alright, I only have the Hawkings on this one, so I'll use it right fast. I'm curious as to how good the AA guns on this thing are. Don't worry, Chris, it's only the Hawkings. Or the Hawkins, excuse me. It's not that good. This thing looks like a glorified destroyer. All I'm seeing are massive cannons and a few small ones. I'm not really seeing anything that's really gonna help And it looks like the massive cannons that I'm talking about are mine to control, so it's not like I'm getting any good anti-air protection here. I stand corrected. Oh my lord. Just immediate fire. Well, oh no, not again. I swear! Every time! If y'all land a bomb on the bow of any of these ships, I just detonate. Now, this one. This will be interesting. Oh, God. I'm actually quite curious to see how well these are going to do.
Prepare the ship for battle. Engines, flank speed.
The problem that I'm seeing is they got way too many large cannons. And not enough big cannons or small cannons. That's the problem that I'm seeing. Yeah, and there's an Australian version too, Chris. This thing, when they built it with the idea of anti-air protection. I'll tell you that. And this thing actually looks like it was built in World War II, except for the turrets. Uh-oh. Not again. No, this is the HMS version. I gotta admit though, this is a very nice vessel. I like it, honestly. The only thing I can say that I don't really like is I don't like the fact they have the singular cannon right behind the funnel. It's the only thing I don't like. I'm sick of getting my bow blown off. Oh, Haku, I get the feeling I know what's about to happen, unless they haven't. Oh, Haku. Oh, no, buddy. Oh no, I get a bad feeling. You missed. Oh. Well, that's not good. One of my main cannons just blew up all of its ammunition. Hold on. Alright, why do I have that on? Holy cow, you blew up every single bit of the ammunition for that rear turret. Anyway, I'll be right back. My mom needs me, so I'm gonna let this thing sail this way. I'll be back. Am I dead yet? Oh no, not again. Finally. Y'all are really gonna love me now because I'm using the HMAS variant, which has the, in my opinion, the cooler looking turrets, and it only has 2 of them. And they, the Australians decided to plaster more anti-air on this one, so have fun. And when I say more anti-air, I mean there's an anti-air on the back, there's more... There is so much anti-air hate on this ship. I get 10 torpedoes. I get more anti-air. Well, that's not good. Oh wait, we're fine. Never mind. I love watching the physics of your wings sometimes. It's just... Ooh.
Damage control to repair part. Restore watertight integrity.
Wait a minute. That looks oddly suspicious. That's not supposed to be here. Oh, Chris! Chris, tell me you just saw that on the stream. Why do you want to kill this plane so bad? What is so bad about it? Or this ship? What is so bad about this ship? Why can't you just admit that the Aussies made a better ship than you did? That one went under. I didn't have to have made that one. That one went directly under. You dropped it too late. If you would have dropped it earlier, it would have hit me. I feel like I might be slightly in danger. You know, I just read something, and it's total BS. But for the sake of whatever, I'm going to entertain it. I'm subscribed to this thing, and one of the things, it's an animation company or whatever. Not really a company, it's an animation YouTube channel, and they've made 3 really decent episodes. Okay. They've made really, really decent episodes. Even though they're only like a few minutes long, they're really decent episodes. I enjoy them, yada, yada, yada. They make a post, and this is where I call the BS at. Alright, and normally I wouldn't, but this is total BS. Alright, so they make a... They made a post about how the last 3 episodes of the series or whatever... Well, that happened. They made a post about how the last 3 episodes of the series they've made, they've funded it themselves, yada yada yada, right? Okay, for those of you who don't know and understand, I also self-fund myself with this channel. It's what I've done, it's what I'll continue to do. I don't see reason to not to. Right? I've thought about getting a Patreon in case you guys wanted to, but it wasn't like anything that, you know, I can't do it. It's just if you guys want to, I could. I could use it. But they're like, we can't physically keep doing or keep giving the quality of animation that you guys are now expecting with our own funds. And it's like, you've done it with the first 3 episodes. Why can't you do it with any of the other ones? Don't use that as an excuse when you've done it perfectly fine with 3 episodes. If you've done it for 3 episodes, you can do it for more. You just don't want to. You want to start making money. And I understand, you know, that's how, you know, making animations and stuff works, but... There's a bomb. Oh. Yes, I do believe it was a bomb. I don't really see the difference between the 2 of these, but okay. Oh, Chris. Oh my God. Chris, are you okay? Chris? Chris? Chris, we can talk about this. You don't have to drop a 3,000 on me. Chris? 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 I'm in danger. Hey, Chris, what was the last thing you saw before your plane detonated? Oh, Chris, I meant to tell you, I started watching the Avatar movie again the other day. I'm kind of getting myself ready for Avatar Fire and Ash. I'm actually quite curious as to where they're going to go. Oh, I meant to tell you. I meant to tell you, Chris, according to what's the guy's name that makes the Avatar movie? Or the Avatar movies. What's his name again? I've forgotten that quick. I have a horrible memory. Yeah, James Cameron made a statement that AI is banned from the Avatar movies, and he said, wait a minute. Run. Go faster, play show, please. No, he's turning that way now. He's got more than one. Run. I'm alive! Wait. It was all a distraction. Yeah, take that. Take my... Oh, and I also have some boom, 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 boom. Survive that. Yeah, that honestly made me happy to hear about that, Chris. Like, when I read that, I was like the happiest person ever. Yes, we're testing out my capability of my ships at the moment. So far, I haven't been disappointed except for the Russians. Those are disappointing no matter what. The amount of this thing has, it makes me happy. I don't see why not. Chris, that was too early. I kept going straight just to see where it would go, and it went right in front of the bow. I did not, actually. When I saw you drop it, I stayed. Well, that's the closest. Well, actually, no. The closest you've been was the earlier with the destroyer, but you know, that's been the closest without me moving that you've been. And I have to move because Haku wants to play bomb me with a freaking 1000, and he keeps getting more kills on me than you. It's hurting my feelings. Wait a minute, that's a... No! 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 Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Hey, where'd your wings go? I know my shells didn't hit it. Oh my. Well, most of my rear section just got exploded. I just realized this thing has a single rudder, which is not a very smart idea. Guess what? The rudder's fixed. Here, Chris, I'll even do you a favor. Alright, I'm going to keep going in this general direction. There's completely open water here. If everybody grabs a torpedo bomber, I will allow this. Would you not take out the anti-air, please? Wait a minute. Something... Oh, Chris! That was so close! It, like, barely skimmed the bow. That was honestly awesome, Chris. Best run you've had so far. Napalm is not allowed. Every time that we've done napalm, it's burned my crew to a crisp and my ship explodes, so we just don't allow it anymore. And plus, everybody went gung-ho crazy with the stuff anyway, so it was like one of those things that, I don't know if you dropped it, Chris, but we're gonna find out if it hits or not. I'm going at flank speed, which is the speed I've been going at since I started, so... Oh, well... I have a feeling Chris is not going to be too happy about that one. Wait, oh, this is a cruiser. It's not going to let me go over there. Okay. Oh, y'all are done. It's probably best if you put it at like 1 meters. because that means that it'll basically be right there on the surface, which means it will do damage. I sense a disturbance in the force. Chris, that one flew right by the bow. The amount of hate that this thing has in it is kind of crazy. This isn't a heavy ship. When he says heavy ship, I think he means like battleships and stuff. Well, that was explosive. Also, can we just sit here and talk about how one of my ships capsized and is just sitting there? Another one capsized and like half the stern is sticking up. Like, there is like death everywhere on this battlefield right now. It's honestly kind of creepy. Wait, what? I don't think they realize what astern means in this game, because astern means rear. I'm now on the lookout for a torpedo because Chris said something about that's what I wanted. That's not, no, Chris. Chris, it skimmed and slapped. You did hit me. You got me flooding at the bow, but it's not gonna kill me. If you want a kill shot, I'd suggest going for like the engines or something.
Damage control to
Because the flooding's already fixed.
attack integrity.
I gotta correct my thing a little bit. There we go. What is this? You were too fast and you released it too late. Also, I just realized you detonated the ammunition that was in the forward gun, so I no longer have access to that at all. What? What do you want? Also, once we get done testing out these, once we get done testing out Interesting. Once we get done testing out these things, I'm probably going to go on ahead, and if you guys want to, we can do ships versus ships again, like we were doing yesterday. You missed, Chris. And I didn't adjust anything, in case you're wondering. You know what's sad? What I'm going to end up having to do in order for it's honestly better, Chris, if you grab like a regular torpedo, because those parachute torpedoes are difficult anyway. You have to get sight on in order for them to work anyway, honestly. But the bad thing is, once I get to where I want to be with the ships and stuff, I have to go and get the parts and stuff, like not really the parts, but the different shells and stuff for the ships. I have to get them in order for these things to actually be usable. Maybe one of the anti-air shells exploded it? I don't know. There's always that possibility. Somebody got a torp out. Oh, that one actually might hit. Yep, that one's gonna hit. Right in the forward section again. Luckily, they seal the compartments pretty fast on this ship, so it doesn't really do that much damage. Why'd I hear a bomb? Oh, that's why I heard a bomb. So the two forward sections and the, yeah, I believe the parachute torpedoes are meant to be dropped from high altitudes to keep you from getting lit up by the anti-air. I think I've seen movies and stuff where they use them, and that's how they drop them, is at higher altitudes than regular torps. Actually, Chris's torpedo might actually hit this time. I guess we get to see. Chris! It went under. It went under the ship. It would have hit me, but it went under the ship, man. You gotta get an actual torpedo bomber if you really intend on doing anything, because if I remember correctly, the parachute torpedoes are meant for... Oh, well, that might hit. Yep, that hit. It didn't do anything, but it hit. I think the parachute torpedoes are meant specifically for going after, like, submarines and stuff. I don't know. I'm not an expert at this stuff, though, so... I hear one. Where's it at? I swear I heard a torpedo. Where did it go? That would have hit me had I not been going slower. So y'all have damaged me to a point to where I am going slower now. So you have to account for that. Is that? Oh no. I have to grab my my Japanese stuff now. You know what? Everybody needs to grab a torpedo bomber. Everybody. We gotta make this fair to Chris. I think I just made Chris like really, really happy. I love torpedo bombers. I love the different designs and stuff that you can get if you try hard enough. Oh, that was close. If it would have had the bullet, it went under me again, Chris. You gotta remember, this is a destroyer, not a cruiser, so... Well... I think it's a destroyer. I can't really tell. Oh, Haku, dear Lord, boy. Also, this thing has a slower speed than the cruiser I was using, so... Destroyer escort. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. I mean, if it has a torpedo, Chris, that's kind of what I want. I want y'all to use torpedoes. I mean, let's be honest, Chris, all right? The Avenger has bombs, but it also drops torpedoes. The SB-2C has bombs, but it also drops torpedoes. The B-5N2 has bombs, but it also drops torpedoes. Your plane that you're using Hey Chris, it went under me again. I'm not changing the route at all, and it doesn't do anything. Oh, that's gonna do something. The entire front section of my ship just died. Guns back up at least. You know, because we all know that's the most important part. That one would have hit had it been on target. Chris, do I need to give you torpedo lessons? Because you're using that jet just constantly, man. And you haven't had any luck with it except like once. He actually hit me. I'm so proud. Although it does kind of hurt, but I'm so proud. Chris, you might actually have killed me. Chris, you've killed me. Unless... Oh, Chris. You almost killed me. Oh, nope, I drowned. Never mind. I kind of went poof. You hit me right where I told you to earlier, and the ship just listed over so bad that it drowned everything. That one missed, Chris. Right beside me. Close but no cigar, as they say. Also, I'm looking at all the men on AA guns on the side of this ship. It's oddly hilarious. Either you come in here and you stay, or you get out and you stay. Dummy. Dummy. Dummy dog. Dummy dog. Dummy. Dummy dog. Row, 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 row. But he's like, stop it. Stop hitting me. You're abusive. Oh, I can be abusive, boy. I love you. Come here. Give me a hug. You're a good boy. Yeah. Boop. Ah. Boop. Ah. Boop. Ah. Boop. Come on. Come on. Come on up here, boy. Oh, Chris, it went under me again. Alright. I love you. Yeah. Come on. You're my good boy, yeah. Chris, grab an American torpedo bomber. Chris? Chris?
In battaglia! Preparatevi! Pianista pronto! Artigliere pronto! Caricatore pronto!
I'm gonna charge into the battlefield and hope somebody shoots me.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I can't never seem to do anything right. Try to make things fun and then I ruin it somehow. Now Chris hates me.
We're winning.
bad thing was I was about to ask you guys if you wanted to do ships versus ships, and then Chris got pissed off, so I'm not even gonna bother to ask now. Does anybody even want to play with me at all? What you get. I'm sorry, dude. And I'm dead.
The enemy has captured most of the strategic zones.
Well, guys, since I managed to ruin the stream, I guess I'll end the stream. I hope everybody has a lovely day. And remember, you mess with the wolf, you get the fangs. Y'all have